On August 14, 2024, real estate photographer Joshua Grover was photographing a unit in a condominium community in Morgan County, Utah. As part of his assignment, Mr. Grover was asked to photograph a common grass area in the community that abutted the backside of several other units. According to Mr. Grover, as he was attempting to photograph the common area, his client's neighbor exited their unit and stepped out onto her patio. The neighbor approached Mr. Grover and asked him why he was taking photos. Mr. Grover advised her that he was doing his job for real estate and informed her that he had been hired by the owners of another unit to photograph. Mr. Grover then took a photo of the common area and walked away. The neighbor returned to her residence and called the police.
Weber Dispatch, this is Carrie.
Hi. Sorry, this isn't necessarily an emergency, but just something I guess was kind of concerned about. We're in Morgan, and we live in townhomes, and there was someone in our backyard, taking pictures of the back of our house.
Okay.
And I had, confronted him, and I just said, who are you taking pictures for? And he, got all defensive, and I was like, well, just tell me, did the HOA ask you to come, or who? And he was like, the owner. I said, well, who's the owner? Because I know the owner, and the guy kind of, hurried and rushed away and wouldn't talk to me. But I was like, I just feel like it's really uncomfortable that he's taking, pictures of the back of people's homes, and he won't tell us who he's here for.
Okay.
So I don't know,
what is your address there?
According to Mr. Grover, he resumed his work after the initial encounter, and while photographing the pickleball courts, the neighbor's husband approached him, yelling and cursing. Mr. Grover didn't respond, but said the man lunged at him in a way that seemed intended to make him think he was about to be hit. Once he completed his assignment, Mr. Grover met his client outside their home and relayed what had happened. They remained talking out front until Deputy Boots of the Morgan County Sheriff's Department arrived. Since Deputy Boots was not wearing a body camera, we're once again left with only Mr. Grover's account of the interaction. Mr. Grover says that both he and the homeowner explained to Deputy Boots that they were doing real estate photography, and that he then stepped aside to speak with the deputy privately. Deputy Boots immediately asked for Mr. Grover's ID and told him he was being detained for taking photos from the street that included other people's property and vehicles. Mr. Grover refused to provide ID. Deputy Green and Deputy Jakes later arrived on scene, and the rest of the encounter was captured on their body cameras.
Hey, do you want... It's correct? That you work for? So I think it's in the end unit down there.
I think that's being illegally detained.
Will you go get the real estate agent's information real fast?
Yeah.
Yep.
Being illegally detained.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Sorry to bug you. We're investigating this minor incident down the street here. There's somebody out taking photos.
Yeah, I talked to the other officer. But
oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He has my ID right now, so I was coming out.
Oh, perfect. Do you have the... Are you working through a realtor right now?
Yeah, you want the number?
Yeah, if you have the name and number, that would be great. We just want to make sure he's legitimate.
Yes.
So, to your knowledge, was he supposed to be here to take photos, or...
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yep, and he was asked to take photos of the common area.
Okay.
We left the house.
Legally detained. Right. Partner over there.
Alright. I don't know, I'm just jumping in the middle of this, so I don't know what all's going on.
If there was a crime here to investigate, I would accept an investigative detention,
sure.
But there is nothing to investigate. It's pretty plain and clear. It's photos of...
Well, I'm going to go touch base with him, and then we'll go from there, okay?
Do it quickly, because I'm wanting this detention to be over. It's not right.
So here's all the realtor info. That's the name of the realty company. P. And then the phone number.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to go grab my phone. I'm still being detained? Step on this.
Stand up here.
Until I can figure out who you are.
I'm not going to ID you.
Okay, stand up here. You're required to follow our instructions.
I'm not. Why am I
Sir?
being detained?
Don't just stand up here. It's for our safety and for your safety.
I'll stand over here.
Okay. Bring your hands behind your back for me.
What did I do?
Bring your hands behind your back.
What did I do?
Let's get out here.
What did I do?
You're not following our orders.
Why do I have to follow your orders? What?
Hey, let me put the camera up here so it doesn't get
Can somebody film this?
Hey, let me put your camera up
Here. I'm not going to resist. I'm not going to resist. But why? Do I have a lesson to learn or something?
There are no lessons to learn at our
We gave you lawful order and you're refusing to comply.
I told you I didn't want you sitting on my car right up there when I'm sitting there trying to do a few things to figure out who you are.
What have I done? What law have I broken?
Possibly voyeurism. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Deputy Boots and Deputy Green detain Mr. Grover in handcuffs, and Sergeant Jakes claims that he is being detained for possible voyeurism. According to the voyeurism law at the time of this encounter, which is found in Section 76-9-702.7 of the Utah Code, an individual was guilty of voyeurism if they intentionally use technology to secretly or surreptitiously record, by video, photograph, or other means, another individual for the purpose of viewing a portion of their body for which they have a reasonable expectation of privacy. Here, as the 911 call detail report makes clear, the neighbor only alleged that Mr. Grover was taking pictures of the back of the house, not that he was photographing her or any part of her body. Additionally, the statute requires that the defendant record the victim secretly or surreptitiously, which, as the Court of Appeals of Utah explained in the 2018 case of State versus Billick, requires the perpetrator to take actions to prevent the victim from recognizing that he or she is being recorded. The 911 call detail report indicates that Mr. Grover was openly using a large camera with a tripod, so it is highly unlikely that a court would conclude that this was sufficient to meet the secretly or surreptitiously element of the statute. Finally, the statute also states that the individual must act under circumstances where the other individual has a reasonable expectation of privacy. Here, Mr. Grover was taking photographs from the common area, so there is a strong argument that even if a portion of the neighbor or another individual's body was incidentally captured in a photo, there was no reasonable expectation of privacy violated, as whatever was photographed was visible from the common area. Accordingly, as Mr. Grover's conduct, as reported by the neighbor, was clearly not a violation of the voyeurism statute for multiple reasons, it is highly unlikely that a court would conclude that the officers had reasonable suspicion to detain Mr. Grover on suspicion of voyeurism.
What?
Yeah. What?
Real estate photography is what I'm doing.
Cool. Well, we got to figure that all out.
And it's what I've done for like 12 years.
Guess what? We get called to something. It's our job to investigate. That's it.
What crime?
Your rights are not being detained.
Are your cameras, body cameras?
What did my sergeant just say?
What crime? Voyeurism?
Yes.
I think you heard us the first time.
And what did I voyeur?
Somebody's home.
This is something that's done all the time. You shoot the outside of a unit to put it up for sale.
Well, if somebody calls us and says...
You had it explained by the owner that they're doing it for real estate.
Huh?
The owner that I'm doing it for, they'd explain to you it's for real estate.
Well, the owner never invited you here.
Yeah, they did.
That one.
So I'm shooting for it.
Why are they saying that?
Because somebody else is confused about why I'm taking photos. It's just a confusion on their end. It shouldn't be a reason that I'm in cuffs.
The reason you're in cuffs is not for following our orders for safety purposes. You made that choice.
I was going to stand over here out of the road.
We told you to stand in front of this car where we could see you. Period.
Why do I have to? Why
don't
should
be
I
a dumb. Just follow the police.
If I haven't broken the law.
It's simple.
This is
follow
Nazi
orders.
Germany. I don't have to follow
orders. Oh my God!
orders.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
If I haven't broken the law, you guys don't have to order me around.
It's simple.
I haven't broken the law.
You have a job to do.
But I haven't broken the law.
Just shut your mouth and I'll explain to you.
But there's no reason to detain me if I haven't broken the law.
We get dispatched to something.
You have no reasonable articulable suspicion.
There's no getting through to you.
To put me in cuffs. I am going to make this into a lawsuit. Okay. I absolutely have to. I haven't done anything.
Okay, that's your right. Do it. Do it. Enjoy the lawsuit that'll go nowhere. Do yourself a favor.
Why are you guys not playing by the rules?
Let me explain something to you, okay? You're in a tiny ass county. We don't have badge numbers.
I'm just.
I have a call sign.
An employee ID number, anything.
Okay, well, my number is 62.
Okay.
My employee ID number, but we don't have badge numbers.
I would like to know what law I have broken.
That's what we're investigating. To find out if a law has been, if a violation of law.
Public photography is protected under the First Amendment even. This is ridiculous.
I don't think it's ridiculous.
This is absolutely ridiculous. What's the investigation part? And anybody can take pictures of anything that they can see in public.
You can't trespass on their property.
That is a common area that I was invited into. That's not trespassing. I haven't been trespassed, so there's no reason why I wouldn't be able to be there. It's public at that point. It's not restricted. I'm not restricted by anything here.
Let's do our job and investigate so we can find out.
I think we just investigated it.
On your way, you got nothing to worry about.
I think we just investigated it, and you had it explained to you clearly. This is all public. You're arresting me for being in public.
No.
The officers inform Mr. Grover that he is being detained for taking a photo of someone's home without their permission, and Mr. Grover argues that he was in a common area where he was invited to be, so he was not trespassing. Utah's criminal trespassing statute indicates that an individual commits criminal trespass when they enter or remain unlawfully on property and intend to cause annoyance or injury to any person or damage to any property, intend to commit a crime other than theft or a felony, or are reckless as to whether their presence will cause fear for the safety of another. However, because Mr. Grover entered the common area of the condominium complex based on permission granted by his client, he did not enter the property unlawfully, nor did he remain on the property unlawfully, as he remained the invited guest of a shared property owner throughout his time there. There is nothing in the trespassing law that prohibits photographing an individual's home without physically stepping onto their property, as the statute defines the term enter as meaning, quote, intrusion of the entire body onto the property. In fact, there are no Utah statutes whatsoever that prohibit photographing the exterior of a home without permission, and given the strong First Amendment protections given to public photography, if such a restriction were to be passed, it would almost certainly be unconstitutional. Therefore, it is highly unlikely that a court would conclude that the officers had reasonable suspicion to detain Mr. Grover on suspicion of trespassing or any other offense under these circumstances.
Yeah.
You're not arrested.
You can look at anything your eyes can see in public. That's not voyeurism.
Well, when somebody calls us and tells us that
If I'm in their window,
through somebody's window,
that's a whole different
that's
thing.
very likely.
You want to see the
voyeurism.
pictures? You want to see the pictures?
I'll let our investigating deputy look at the pictures if that's what he wants to do. I'm just here to assist him.
Like, then the investigation's over, isn't it? Because you're not voyeuring into somebody's window.
Yeah, you don't want to quit, do you?
Well, I'm going to stand up for my rights. I'm in cuffs for no reason.
You're in cuffs for not following orders.
I don't have to
You do
follow
that to
orders
yourself.
when I'm being illegally detained.
All right, thank you. We'll see you. Bye. So has he been decent since then?
No.
So
He's being a prick.
it is not common practice for him to sit there and take pictures inside people's houses and stuff. That's the people that hired him. And she goes, no, every once in a while he'll take a picture of the whole row to show what it's attached to. And it's not okay for him to be taking pictures of people's properties and their personal stuff.
Yeah.
She goes, I don't hire him for that.
Oh. So had she hired him at all?
Yeah, she hired him to take pictures of this house and this house only.
Oh. He did say, for what it's worth, he goes, he offered to show me the photos that he took. So I don't know if you want to.
No, well,
to those or not.
he's been wandering around. Who knows what he deleted? I don't even give a shit.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
So,
It's a full-on illegal detention. It's taking longer than necessary. There's no reason to extend a detention longer than necessary. He's over there chit-chatting right now. This is longer than necessary. And it's prove a point.
walking right here.
He's using the color of law
hey
to
Josh,
abuse me.
what's your date of birth?
You're legally required to identify yourself, by the way.
So I'm going to be arrested if I don't?
Talk to this deputy.
What is your date of birth? I'm trying to make this
I will
easy.
give it to you if you tell me I'm going to be arrested. If I don't give it to you, I'll give it to you.
You want me to tell you you're being arrested?
If you're going to threaten me with arrest.
I'm not threatening you with anything.
What?
Right now, I'm
Okay.
trying to figure out the situation because your employer is saying at not any given time has she ever hired you to take direct pictures inside people's or their personal property.
I've never taken a picture inside.
That's not what
anybody's-
these people are saying when her blinds are open. That's why I'm trying to figure this out so we can either get you out of here or you and I can sit down and have a more civil conversation about
So you want to
this.
force my information out of me?
No, I want to talk to you. There's no forcing.
So
nothing.
my birthday lets you know whether or not I was looking through windows.
I'm telling you what they're telling us. I'm trying to figure this out, sir. I'm trying to be decent with you. You're the reason you're in handcuffs.
I'll help you out. That's a 14 millimeter lens, which is very wide angle, which is very far away. So from that corner, you can't even see into a window.
Okay. What is your date of birth so I can make sure that we have everything correct so that we can try to get you out of here?
What crime am I being detained for? And then I'll give you my birthday.
Are you shitting me? You want to go down this road?
I just want to know.
I'm going to go get statements from them about...
I just want to know what crime I'm being detained for. So taking
Hold up
photos in
here.
public is illegal?
No.
Okay.
But if you're
Okay, so
taking
you're taking
photos
photos in
inside
public-
somebody's home, as they're alleging, that is highly illegal.
I wasn't taking photos inside
That's
their
what we're
home.
investigating. That's why we don't
So
know.
I have a false
That's why we don't know if there's a
allegation
crime
placed
yet.
against me?
That's why we don't. It's our job to investigate. We
I
can't
have
just,
a false
we can't just take
allegation
your
put
word
against me?
for it. We don't know you. You don't know me. That's our job. We're cops. We investigate shit. Sometimes people allege a crime that didn't occur. Sometimes people allege a crime that did occur. It's our job to find out if it occurred or not.
We are mutual fact finders. That is all we do.
So, and while we're doing that, you are required to identify yourself. It's a criminal violation not to. So if that's something you want to get stuck with, then that's on you. We'll find out who you are.
Okay,
one
so
way or another.
I'll be arrested if I don't identify myself because it's against the law, and you're saying that this is illegal detention and I have to. So I'll identify myself.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine by me. As long as you guys are saying that by law I have to.
You do.
In this because I'm being detained.
Yes.
Mr. Grover states that he will only surrender his identifying information if the officers compel him to do so under threat of arrest, and the Morgan County deputies inform him that he will be arrested if he refuses to identify himself. Although Utah is a so-called stop and identify state, citizens are only required to provide their name to an officer if they are lawfully detained based on reasonable suspicion, as the Supreme Court clarified in the 2004 case of Highbell versus 6th Judicial District Court. Identification statutes may be enforced during valid Terry stops, but only when officers can articulate specific facts that support a reasonable belief that criminal activity is occurring. Here, the deputies failed to establish any reasonable basis for Mr. Grover's detention and ignored clear evidence that suggested he wasn't involved in illegal activity. The initial call made no mention of voyeurism or any other crime involving secretive behavior. Mr. Grover was standing in a common area, using professional photography equipment and capturing images of buildings, not people. There was no indication that he entered private property unlawfully, and no evidence that his conduct posed a threat to anyone. Multiple parties verified his role as a real estate photographer, including the homeowner and a separate real estate agent. Considering these facts, it is highly unlikely that a court would find that the deputies had reasonable suspicion to detain Mr. Grover, and therefore could not lawfully compel him to identify himself.
And if I don't do it, I'll go to jail. Right?
There's a very high likelihood of that, yes.
Yes or no? It's just we're just going by the book, dude.
We're not going.
I'll identify myself.
Okay, perfect. And who are you?
Am I going to go to jail if I don't?
Identify yourself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. My name's Joe.
Do you have a Utah driver's license on file? Or?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. See? It's easy.
That wasn't easy.
Oh, that's not going to be easy. And it's not over.
I'm gonna go find out. Are you good for a sec?
Yeah. Should put him in one of our cars in the meantime.
Just stand with him.
When I pulled up.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeremy.
What's up?
Just coming to protect my daughter.
Best dad ever.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
It's like, what do I do? I said, call our deputies. They'll find out what's going on.
You want to fill this out, or are you kind of satisfied where we're at? You tell me, because if you fill this out, you know, we know what's going on now.
Big time investigation. It's taken quite some time.
Which car is yours?
It's taken quite a while to investigate this.
Is your car up here?
Legally, he is where he's supposed to be. Practice-wise, he just lost a job.
It's a simple question,
How
man.
is this investigating? Like, does that help you with the voyeurism claim that you're making up?
It could.
I would like to end this detention. It's illegal.
You mean the voyeurism claim that seems very legitimate up to this point?
Very legitimate?
Yeah.
Not even close.
So far.
Not even close.
That's what all criminals say.
Oh, now I'm a criminal. Yeah.
We're working on it. We're trying to find out.
You're trying to make
find
me a
out.
criminal. Yeah.
You're doing that to yourself.
No, I'm not. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm in cuffs because I didn't stand where you wanted me to stand.
I'm going to put you in the back of my car here for now.
My camera?
Hold up here. Yeah, I'll grab it.
So I'm going into the back of a cop car now. Still haven't broken the law.
I can handle him anymore. I can handle him anymore.
No problem. Thank you. Where's he at?
He's in the backseat of my car. Just a delight.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah, thanks. He did. He's 1010. He just has an expired DL.
Okay. What is his date of birth?
It is... I have them attached to the call, but I've got it written down here too.
Alright. Wait, hang up the phone there for a minute. You know I didn't see that, right? Yeah. Okay, how about Okay. Hold up. Right here, right index finger.
Do I have to?
You have to.
By law?
By law, either you do this or we're going to jail. I'm trying to give you a break here.
Mr. Grover was released after being issued a citation for interfering with a police officer. 6 months after the encounter, Mr. Grover sent a letter to the mayor and city council, but did not receive a response. However, shortly after sending that email, he was charged with failure to disclose identity, despite having provided the officers with his name and date of birth on the scene. As of the date of writing this episode, the charges against Mr. Grover are still pending, and a jury trial has been scheduled for November 7th, 2025. Mr. Grover also intends to pursue a civil lawsuit and has established a GoFundMe campaign in order to assist with legal fees. I have included a link to the campaign in the description for this video. Overall, the Morgan County Sheriff's deputies get an F for demonstrating fundamental misunderstandings regarding constitutional rights and reasonable suspicion, failing to conduct any meaningful investigation before detaining and forcefully identifying Mr. Grover, and for prolonging the detention unnecessarily despite having clear and legitimate evidence of Mr. Grover's innocence. At no point during the 911 call did the caller state anything that would suggest that Mr. Grover was attempting to commit the crime of voyeurism, and the deputies had no objectively reasonable evidence to support that claim. Even a cursory review of the law would have shown that Mr. Grover's actions did not violate the voyeurism statute, and there is no question that the officers lacked the reasonable suspicion necessary to justify a detention on that basis. Not only was Mr. Grover clearly doing his job, as verified by multiple third parties, but he was also exercising a fundamentally protected right that none of the deputies on scene seemed capable of comprehending. Although he was not legally required to provide identification, Mr. Grover voluntarily gave his name and date of birth during the encounter. The failure to identify charge was filed retroactively, 6 months after the fact, and only after Mr. Grover attempted to contact city officials to file a complaint. The decision to charge him with a crime that he did not commit speaks volumes about the department's priorities and its willingness to cover up misconduct by using the criminal justice system as a tool for retaliation. Deputy Boots, in particular, went out of his way to misrepresent the facts of the encounter, escalate a non-issue into a baseless charge, and slander Mr. Grover to his client, while also using them as a means to discern his identity. Furthermore, the deputies continued to detain Mr. Grover well after having received multiple independent confirmations of his status as a real estate photographer, likely constituting yet another Fourth Amendment violation. At no point during that time did the deputies develop any new evidence to justify the detention or identify any articulable facts that would warrant the continued use of force. The Morgan County deputies escalated what should have been a minor, non-criminal, and educational interaction for the complainant into an entirely unnecessary violation of Mr. Grover's rights. And this encounter raises serious concerns about the conduct of the entire Morgan County Sheriff's Office if they are as quote-unquote tiny as Deputy Jake suggested. Mr. Grover gets an A+ for remaining calm and collected throughout the encounter, asserting his rights and making a legitimate effort to dispel the deputy's suspicion, and for following up this encounter with the proper legal action. From the beginning of the interaction, Mr. Grover remained committed to proving his innocence and ensuring that his constitutional rights remained intact. He did everything in his power to prove to the deputies that he was attempting to do a job without surrendering his Fourth Amendment rights. But, despite the preponderance of evidence weighing heavily in Mr. Grover's favor, the deputies treated him as if he had already committed a crime, even going so far as to call Mr. Grover a criminal to his face before having done any investigation to see whether a crime had actually occurred. Mr. Grover showed commendable restraint under the circumstances. He refused to surrender his Fourth Amendment rights, but still cooperated to the extent required by law. He did not resist, argue aggressively, provoke the deputies, or attempt to obstruct their investigation in any way. He stood firm, maintained his professionalism, and refused to be intimidated by the conduct of the deputies. After the encounter, Mr. Grover followed through by sending a letter to the mayor and city council, started a legal fund, and organizing a civil lawsuit. Rather than allow the situation to pass quietly, he took meaningful steps to speak out about his encounter, document his experience, and pursue accountability through the proper proper legal channels. I commend Mr. Grover for having the courage and conviction to stand up for his rights both during and after his interaction, and I wish him the best with his charges and civil lawsuit. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out my second channel for even more police interaction content.